Donald Trump taking a poke at his Democratic rival. CBS News Chief White House Correspondent Major Garrett is in Detroit, where Donald Trump is slated to speak today and perhaps to cover what has been called by some, Major, a reboot of a campaign. In fact, Donald Trump, as hard as it is to believe for those of us in Cleveland, last week was criticized by House Speaker Paul Ryan for not going after Hillary Clinton enough following the goings-on in Philadelphia. So after the week that was for Donald Trump, will this reboot be enough?
Enough? Who knows? But it's got to be a start for the Trump campaign. They know that they have to do one thing and one thing only this week. Stop sinking. Tread water. Just hold where you are right now, Mr. Trump, would be the high concept advice from all of his political advisors, which counts about 3 people. Just stop making mistakes. Stop being erratic. Stop driving Republicans away from your campaign. Stop driving donors into some sort of witness protection plan, all of which happened last week. So for the Trump campaign, there is nothing even mildly strategic about what they have to accomplish this week. Give a couple of speeches, travel, make your arguments against Hillary Clinton, position yourself as best you can as the change candidate in this race, and then just try to hold your own where you are. And the reason I say that, Josh, is the Trump campaign knows this full well. Last week was a disaster. They don't try to sugarcoat that. And now it's very difficult in this sort of summertime lull where most of our blessed country looks away from politics and does things like go on summer vacation, watch the Olympics, prepare for sending the kids back to school, or doing other things not wrapped around the axle of American presidential politics. So they're not engaged. And when voters tend to be less engaged, poll numbers tend to remain static. So for the Trump campaign, they cannot hope for a rebound of significant polling numbers in the next couple of weeks. What they can hope for and must try to achieve is holding their own where they are, which is not where they want to be, but not lose any more ground and be in a position come the end of August, beginning of the actual campaign, when American voters tend to refocus around Labor Day and then begin to have momentum then. So things are very simple for the Trump campaign now. Stop sinking.
He'll be looking then to do that beginning today. Again, it's a speech he'll be giving soon at the Detroit Economic Club. What do we expect to hear?
So it will be, in most respects, a very conventional Republican economic speech. Very Reagan-esque, very Romney-esque, if you will. Across-the-board tax cuts for individuals and for businesses. There is one interesting wrinkle there for American families with children. Their child expenses, we don't know all the details about this, would be tax deductible. What is or is not a permissible deduction for child rearing expenses, we'll maybe find out, maybe we won't. But that's something that's trying to appeal to families particularly stressed out with very tight budgets. And then a lot of help for the fossil fuel industry, a great deal of skepticism about what the Obama administration has done with federal subsidies for renewable energy. And then this is the wrinkle that's different about Trump when it comes to Republican economic policy. Opposition, straight up, to existing trade deals and those that are pending. And that's on the more populist side of the economic ledger. All 3 of those things will make up the sum total of the Trump economic philosophy as laid out here in Detroit in a few hours.
Major Garrett there in Detroit. As always, we appreciate the time.
Thanks.